Many in the Black community are unaware of the role Black Americans played in the aviation industry. For example, Bessie Coleman is an essential part of Black history. It should be remembered every year when we celebrate the shortest month that was so graciously handed to us by the U.S. government. In reality, every day the Black community should celebrate the many accolades of Black people throughout the world. My entire Black History Monday series is just a small footnote of accomplishments when you look at the whole scope of Black achievements. We will be right back after this message, and then we will discuss Bessie Coleman and her accomplishments. I want to talk a little bit about a new affiliate, Nagast Footwear. They are a Black-owned company that makes some of the best quality shoes, clothes, and hats that I've seen in a very long time. They are designed to empower customers and to teach self-love, self-respect, and self-confidence. I've purchased some of their footwear, and they have lasted me well over a year. Nagast Footwear makes sneakers, running shoes, slippers, boots, hats, and clothing. I love my slippers. I love my sneakers. Even game show contestants love my sneakers. Click my affiliate link below to visit their site to browse and to shop. Every purchase helps me grow this platform. Bessie Coleman was an American aviator and the first Black woman to earn a pilot's license. During this time in America's great history, Black people were not exactly given the freedom or tools to get ahead or do anything for themselves. In this era, the American people and government actively worked to prevent Black people from accomplishing anything. Because flying schools in the United States denied her entry, she taught herself French and moved to France, earning her license from France's well-known Caudron Brothers School of Aviation in just 7 months. She specialized in parachuting and stunt flying. She then left for the Netherlands to meet with Anthony Fokker, one of the world's greatest distinguished aircraft designers. She also traveled to Germany, where she visited the Fokker Corporation and received additional training from one of its chief pilots. She then returned to the United States to launch her career in exhibition flying. She used those skills to earn a living barnstorming and performing aerial tricks. She was popularly known as Queen Bess and Brave Bessie, and hoped to start a school for African American flyers when returning to America. She deserves to be remembered as a pioneer of women in the field of aviation. Bessie was born on January 26, 1892, in Atlanta, Texas. She was one of 13 children born to Susan and George Coleman, who both worked as sharecroppers. Her father was of Native American and African American descent. When her father left for Oklahoma to pursue better opportunities for the family, her mother did her best to support them. The children contributed as soon as they were old enough. After graduating, Bessie went to Oklahoma to attend the Oklahoma Colored Agricultural and Normal University, or Langston University, where she completed only one term due to financial constraints. In 1915, at 23 years old, Coleman moved to Chicago, where she lived with her brothers and worked as a manicurist. While living in Chicago, she began listening to and reading stories of World War I pilots, which sparked her interest in aviation. Committed to promoting aviation and combating racism, Coleman spoke to audiences around the country about the pursuit of aviation and African Americans' goals. She refused to participate in aviation events that prohibited the attendance of African Americans. Through her media contacts, she was offered a role in a feature-length film titled Shadow and Sunshine, to be financed by the African American Seminole Film Producing Company. She gladly accepted, hoping the publicity would advance her career and provide her with some of the money she needed to establish her flying school. Upon learning that the movie's first scene required her to appear in tattered clothes with a walking stick and a pack on her back, she refused to proceed. Doris Rich wrote, "Clearly, Bessie's walking off the movie set was a statement of principle. Opportunists thought she was about her career. She was never an opportunist about race. She had no intention of perpetuating the derogatory image most whites had of most blacks." On April 30th, 1926, Coleman was in Jacksonville, Florida. She had recently purchased a Curtiss JN4 Jenny in Dallas. Her mechanic and publicity agent, 24-year-old William D. Wills, flew the plane from Dallas in preparation for an air show and had to make 3 forced landings along the way because the plane had been so poorly maintained. Upon learning this, Coleman's friends and family did not consider the aircraft safe and implored her not to fly it. On takeoff, Wills was flying the plane with Coleman in the other seat. She had not put on her seatbelt because she planned a parachute jump for the next day and wanted to look over the cockpit sill to examine the terrain. About 10 minutes into the flight, the plane unexpectedly went into a dive and then a spin at 3,000 feet above the ground. Coleman was thrown from the plane at 2,000 feet and died instantly when she hit the ground. William Wills was unable to regain control of the plane, and it plummeted to the ground. Wills died upon impact, and the plane exploded and burst into flames. Although the plane's wreckage was severely burned, it was later discovered that a wrench used to service the engine had jammed the controls. Coleman was 34 years old. Funeral services were held in Florida before her body was sent back to Chicago. While there was little mention in most media, news of her death was widely carried in the African American press, and 10,000 mourners attended her ceremonies in Chicago, led by activist Ida B. Wells. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Find The Awakening Frequency on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. Research is key. Always do your own research and never just listen to what people tell you. We are The Awakening Frequency. Out of the millions of potential subscribers, we just want to reach one so each one can teach one. Peace.